The government of Jamaica has undertaken efforts to combat human trafficking in the country. In 2016, the country was upgraded from a Tier 2 watch list ranking to Tier 2. Despite these efforts and accomplishments, the United States Department of State, in its 2016 Trafficking in Persons TIP report, considered these efforts as not fully meeting the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking outlined in the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. I was elated when the Honorable Garfield Green, Custos of Manchester, took the initiative to sensitize Manchesterians and Elizabethans about the pitfalls of human trafficking. Students came out in their numbers from these two parishes. They were told to be careful of strolls on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, Twitter, all the online platforms that young people interact with. They are to be careful. Another warning is that they were to be careful of some friends and even some family members, because children are usually trusting. They trust their friends, they trust their families, so they usually become the soft target for traffickers. Some people are heartless, uncaring, and greedy. They do not care how much you are hurting as a child or an adult, as long as their pockets are lined with silver and gold. This is another clear form of slavery. Slavery was all about forced labor and bad treatment. Many people were beaten, chained, underfed, and overworked. Many were raped, tortured for sport, revenge, or just plain fun. Many children and women were prostituted for financial gain or just for self-pleasure. Human trafficking is horrible. The stories that are told by many that have experienced this modern day slavery are horrendous and evil. Family members, I'm asking you to be more careful and vigilant. Ensure that you know where your 13-year-olds are and in whose company they are in. The average age is 13 years old. The phones that you are giving to them, buy a book instead so that they will read or monitor their online activities as much as possible. It is your duty and your responsibility to protect them. The community that they are from also are to look out for these little ones and protect them as much as possible. They are our future. They are the future of this country. And when we destroy them now, and we cannot move about as we are to in our old age, who will be there to enact laws and to take care of us? The ruling government is asked to be more vigorous in terms of investigation, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of human traffickers. The government is also asked to develop and fully implement government-wide SOPs to guide social workers and other frontline officials in the proactive identification of local and foreign victims of forced labor and sex trafficking. Adequate funding is to be implemented, to guide the national plan and to develop a new plan before the old one expires. The government is also asked to utilize and expand available shelters for identified trafficking victims, including male victims. Some people are heartless, uncaring, and greedy. They do not care how much you are hurting as a child or an adult, as long as their pockets are lined with silver and gold. This is another clear form of slavery. Slavery was all about forced labor and bad treatment. Many people were beaten, chained, underfed, and overworked. Many were raped, tortured for sport, revenge, or just plain fun. Many children and women were prostituted for financial gain or just for self-pleasure. Human trafficking is horrible. The stories that are told by many that have experienced this modern day slavery are horrendous and evil. Things to be aware of as it relates to human trafficking. Beware of job opportunities that seem too good to be true, such as all expenses paid for work abroad. Why are you being offered a job despite not having the necessary skills and qualifications? Are you being promised lots of money, a great life, and other gifts? Are you being chosen because you are young, good looking, and have a particular gender? Will someone get travel and or identification documents for you? If you are to go abroad, will you be in that country illegally? Does your family have details of where you are going to be living? Have your travel documents been confiscated by your employer? Do you see persons in your community that appear not to be able to move around freely? You may also contact your consulate in the country to which you will be traveling to verify some of the information you have been given. Why are you being offered a job despite not having the necessary skills and qualifications? Be aware. Look around. If someone you know appears to have been lured, trapped, tricked, threatened, or imprisoned by a stranger, family, or friend, this could be a case of human trafficking.
Ready now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody can traffic me. Touch yourself now. You must say. May I use the opportunity to thank you for inviting the police into your space. It was a pleasure.